Barakallahu fikum. There is a question here, Barakallahu fikum.
Yeah.
The questioner is asking, he said, there are some scholars here in Nigeria who ascribe to Salafiyya but continue to defend the likes of Ali Hasan Al-Halabi, while being well aware of his deviation and errors. They keep trying to convince the people by making excuses for Al-Halabi and defending him. So to cut the question short, his question is, how should we relate with this type of scholars? Do we keep propagating or spreading them as du'at of Sunnah? This is the question. Barakallahu fikum.
Alhamdulillah, these affairs have already been clarified by the scholars. And so Alhamdulillah, we just say what the scholars have said already with regards the followers of Ali Hasan and other than him. The scholars have already spoken about the deviation that he came with. And from that, he used to say, we do not make, if we differ over somebody, we do not, with that person that we differ over, we should not differ ourselves, regarding those whom we differ over. This is a batil qa'id, and Sheikh Rabi' showed that it's futile, because what if the person that you're differing over is a person of bid'ah, and you defend that person of bid'ah, like Abu Hasan and others, who came with the various principles and various qawa'id that opposed the way of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, when he spoke about the Sahaba, saying that they are scum, and then he took it back in writing, and then after that he said they don't know what speaking about Sahaba is, speaking ill of Sahaba is, and he had 6 levels, 6 marahil regarding this affair of speaking ill of Sahaba. So that was clarified by Shaykh Rabi' Hafidhullah, and Alhamdulillah, he clarified that this is not befitting, and the person who speaks about Sahaba, he should openly, just as he spoke about Sahaba openly, he should also take it back openly. So we differ with regards them, because this is a person who has brought ill statements against the Sahaba. He spoke about Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. This Abu Hasan spoke about Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, radiyallahu anhu, that he didn't have good opinion of Ibn Sayyad, and Shaykh Rabi' defended Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, radiyallahu anhu. These affairs have already been discussed and have already been exhausted and clarified by the scholars, the likes of Shaykh Rabi' bin Hadi and Shaykh Ubayd al-Jabri, and other than them from the scholars, alhamdulillah. In fact, in Medina, the scholars gathered and they made Abu Hasan make tawbah. And then after that, Abu Hasan became even worse, because he undid his tawbah when he went to Jeddah, and he gave a lecture and he said they don't know what reviling Sahaba is. No, they do know. The scholars do know what reviling Sahaba is. And we found the Halabi, they just went on and they didn't clarify his bid'ah, nor did they defend the scholars who refuted these errors. And that was wrong, actually. That was batil. And so those who end up following him, they end up compromising principles of Sunnah. From that is to have wala and bara, love and hate for Allah's sake. And so if a person is a person of bid'ah, we don't help them, nor do we defend them, nor do we stay quiet over them, especially if they're spreading their bid'ah far and wide. Rather, we should clarify that this is wrong, and we say that we don't accept any statements against Sahaba. We love the Sahaba. We speak ill. We speak only well of them. The Prophet said, "Ida dukira ashabi famsiku." When my companions are mentioned, then withhold. You don't speak about them with bad speech. And this should be the belief of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, wherever they are. Only speak about Sahaba with good speech. Radiyallahu anhum wa radu anhu. Allah is pleased with them and them pleased with him. So this is just one example of his bid'ah, of Abu Hasan's bid'ah, where the followers of Al-Halabi didn't really clarify the errors, and nor did they defend the scholars who refuted this error. Rather, we found them cold, and not actually clarifying the errors of this individual. This individual actually went even worse with regards his bid'ah. Abu Hasan came on the Egyptian television and he said during the Thawra, during the revolution of against the leader at that time. And he said it's upon the Ikhwanis and the Salafis to come together upon common ground. Again, this is not the Aqeedah of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah to come to common ground with the Ikhwanis. And there was a statement that Sheikh Ubaid al-Jabri said that this man is Ikhwani. And then you can see from this statement what, where the agreement is. Because this statement is not a statement of the person of Sunnah to say that it's upon the Ikhwanis and the Salafis to come together upon common ground in dealing with the affair of the leaders. Rather, the Salafiyun, alhamdulillah, they have already foundation in how to deal with the leaders. They supplicate for them, for their benefit, they advise them secretly, alone, and they don't speak out openly against them, nor do they call for revolutions. No, rather they call to tasfiyah and tarbiyah, purification and education. And you may see as a long way that this will bring about rectification after maybe 100 years, 200 years, doesn't matter. Why? Because من استعجل شيئا قبل أوانه عوقب بحرمانه. Whoever hastens something before his time doesn't reach his time, doesn't reach his goal. Rather, he doesn't reach his objective. But if you do it the way of the Rasul ﷺ and the Sahaba, you will reach your objective. And even if you don't see the khair or the fruits in your time, then later, inshallah, the fruits will be seen if you follow this blessed path. As Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah used to say, ترجو النجاة ولم تسلك مسالكها إن سفينة لا تجري على اليبس. You want success, but you don't tread its path. The ship cannot sail over dry land. So it's upon the followers of these individuals to turn back to the truth and turn back to the sunnah of the Messenger ﷺ and the manhaj of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah in how and how to deal with the rulers and how to deal with also the people of innovation. And that we clarify the errors of the people of innovation and we move forward upon that, alhamdulillah, so that the people do not fall into those innovations. That is rahmah, wallah. That is rahmah for the people. We don't want the people to fall into innovations. We don't want people to fall into shirk and bid'ah and disobedience. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us all to the truth. And that those who erred have erred. And in many cases, many of the followers you find are ignorant, they don't know the reality. But if they were to read the Rudud of Sheikh Rabi' Matalan, of Abu Hasan Al-Halabi, they will know what the whole affair was with regards many of the things or mawaqif that Ali Hasan had towards defending him or towards speaking ill of the scholars, which was really which does not harm the scholars, alhamdulillah. So may Allah guide them and guide us to the truth. So those individuals, show them the Rudud of Sheikh Rabi' on all of these ones that he refuted, and show them the Rudud of Sheikh Ubaid al-Jabri, of those who refuted. And you have statements of Sheikh Salih Fawzan on the issue that he spoke about when they asked him. And likewise Sheikh al-Ghudayyan, rahimahullah, and what he advised. And likewise, those who brought with knowledge, extra knowledge that others didn't bring, take from them. But you find people, what they'll do, they say, oh, but this scholar didn't speak. If that scholar didn't speak, others spoke. And the asal is to go back to the dalil. It's not a matter of just fighting and arguing. It's a matter of dalil. We love the dalil. We love the proof. So whoever goes against the proof, then we don't follow them. But whoever speaks with the proof, then we follow them, alhamdulillah, and we take their position that they have taken because they spoke with proof, with dalil.